Today at Roppongi Rocks headquarters, we have legendary British drummer Dave Dufort with us.
Hey.
You're most famous perhaps for being Angel Witch drummer in the early 80s.
Okay.
How did you end up joining the band in the first place?
The drummer, Dave Hogg, was having some kind of health issues, and one day I got a call, and it just happened very quick. And that was it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And among the things you did during your time with Angel Witch was playing on the Looser EP in 1981.
Yeah.
And that included Dr. Five's a terrific instrumental track.
Yeah.
What do you remember from creating that and writing it and performing it?
The actual track, Dr. Fives, I don't really know how that came about. It was, I remember Kevin Hayborn, guitar player, playing some kind of riff. And then I started to play kind of drum pattern. Then I remember him stopping playing and I carried on, and that became the intro. And I thought, yeah, this needs to be really heavy. So I tried to kind of beef up the actual sound of the drums and that to bring it, to give it a kind of like a very rigid kind of sound. And for some reason or other, and I don't know why this is, it reminded me of Vincent Price. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's what I had to drink or something else. I don't know. But I kept thinking of Vincent Price. And then I kept thinking of Dr. Fives, and that's where the name came from. And that was it. It was a very, I think it took us about 5 minutes to put together. Literally. I didn't even think that it was going to become an actual track. And there you go. It ended up on the EP.
Indeed, and a brilliant one it is.
Yeah, thank you.
And another interesting release from your time in Angel, which a lot of the die-hard fans will remember, is Give It Some Tickle, which was a live cassette. As far as I know, it was only released through the fan club and only via in a cassette format. Mm-hmm. And it's a recording from 1981 in a hotel in Blackpool. What do you remember from that release and the thinking behind that?
I remember absolutely nothing other than the guy recording it on cassette. Very professional, you see, in those days. That was it. A guy decided to record the gig, and that was a turnout. And to be honest with you, I never heard it until years later, many years later. And now, of course, it's become kind of legendary.
Yeah.
As things do.
Everyone's got a great set list, and you're finishing the recording at least, and probably the gig on the night with a cover of Black Sabbath, Paranoid.
Yeah, that was a kind of dedicated track to Kevin Hayborn's favourite band, which obviously was Black Sabbath. We didn't do that much. Maybe I did it 3 or 4 times, and then it was gone.
Great. And obviously Angel, which was part of the new wave of British heavy metal, it was at the very early days. It was at the forefront of this. Contemporary bands were like Iron Maiden. Yeah. But while they made it very big, Angel, which never had that big sort of takeoff into the stratosphere. And why do you think that was?
One word: management. Management. I don't really want to go into details because it's long and boring.
However,
yeah. No, it was management. We had management problems, and then we changed over to Bron and Bron's Records, Jerry Bron, and then they started having problems as well, and everything kind of filtered out. Angel Witch filtered out, and so did the company.
Right. But you and Kevin Riddles, the bass player, you were 2 out of the 3 members of the band at that stage. You basically, when the band sort of petered out, you moved on and you created Tytan.
Yep.
And was that a result of you seeing the band falling apart and then, okay, let's move on and continue playing together in a different format?
It was a very strange situation. Angel Witch played the marquee, and we sold out double, and it was... There were so many people in there, they could have lifted their feet off the ground. then they wouldn't have fallen down. That's what big, hot, sweaty gig. And the band literally, we ended up doing 5 encores. The band literally split up on the night, and there are many reasons really why that happened, which I don't really want to go into either, you know. But me and Kevin Riddles, we actually did not see it coming, you know. But we were told after the gig, the band split. Me and Kevin Riddles made contact within hours of that gig, and we had a get together. And we said, you know, like on the back of that gig and Angel Witch, the way things were going, the band was actually rising in stature and in everything. We decided to put a band together. Yep, let's do it. But we didn't want it to be an Angel Witch clone, you know. So we kind of, for want of a better word, we kind of took the American kind of route rather than British hard rock. But it ended up as a combination of two things, you know, both things. British. It was British with an American feel, and we put it together very fast. And of course, one of our first gig, I think it was our second gig, we had maybe 1 or 2 warm-ups, was the marquee, and we sold out exactly the same as Angel Witch. Double the capacity, you know, we did a bunch of encores, fantastic, and at that time we knew we'd made the right move.
Indeed.
Yeah. It all happened ridiculously fast. The hardest part of that was getting the right musicians, and I think the last one to come in was Cal Swan. Yeah, who originally sent us a brilliant cassette. It was completely blank. So we contacted him because we liked the way he looked. We contacted him and we said, "You sent us a blank tape. Oh, I'll better do another one." He said. So if I remember correctly, we said, "Don't do a tape, just come in." And he came in, and as soon as he started to sing, we knew he was the guy. Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's how things happen sometimes. So.
It does indeed.
Oh, yeah.
This is Roppongi Rocks, and you are Dave Dufort.
Yes, I am.
Thank you.